It's week 3 of the National Football League, and we've got some history in this battle of AFL alumni. It's the Dolphins and the Bengals, and it's coming right up on EA Sports.
With the Ohio River and the hills of Kentucky just to our right, we welcome you into Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gunn. To my left, Charles Davis. And, Charles, you focus on this Bengal team entering play. It's been a great start to the season. Back-to-back wins to begin the campaign.
Yeah, you don't want to get too excited. There's still a lot of season to go. But they've come out playing good fundamental football, and that might carry them a long way.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Dolphins. They were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
As of this morning, summer officially over. It's time for autumn football, and we're underway on EA Sports.
And he takes this near the 25, just a little past there, call it the 26. Here is Tua Tagovailoa heading out to lead this Miami offense.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw one touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
Tua to throw right away. To the sideline and incomplete.
We'll have to see what kind of looks this defense is going to throw at him as this game moves along, but they're in a zone to start. I do think we'll see plenty of man coverage as we move along, but the first throw of this one, incomplete.
They'll run. Here's Devon Achane.
Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Now, this defense for the Bengals, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
Tua going to throw. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
You talk about this Bengals defense.
They're a tough unit to throw against, currently 4th toughest in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Jermaine Pratt fighting in and dropping him for the loss.
Partner, the Mike linebacker, the middle linebacker, has so many different responsibilities. How excited do you think he was to get home with that blitz?
Yeah, he wants a sack. He got it. Here's Jones on the return. 45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return.
And the Bengals take over 1st and 10.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time.
They'll be led out by the #1 overall pick back in 2020 from LSU. It's Joe Burrow.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches.
They go play action with Burrow. Now a short one to Gesicki. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
The Bengals at 2-0 here to begin the season, and they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
On the move past the 40.
Shreds him with a stiff arm.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but but not before he gets all the way down inside the 20-yard line.
A big play there for Cincinnati. 43 yards.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him, and he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. Burrow looking to pass. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That's a really nice job there by the coverage, understanding that they're in a high-stakes situation. If he doesn't make a play on that ball, there's an excellent chance it ends up either as a touchdown or as a nice gain downfield.
Dancing to his left.
Now Burrow loses the football.
But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
He'll look underneath and finds Brown.
They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
McPherson's kick is good.
And the Bengals are on the board first here. It's 3-0. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
So Miami coming out for their second drive.
The defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
From the 34-yard line, here's a 2nd down and 9.
From the gun, it's Tua. He'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. They just do get the play off as he'll look to throw. And he is going to lose yardage here. Calling a loss of 2 there on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away.
On the return is Jones. Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10.
The Bengals offense led by their running back headed out for the second possession.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Burrow will throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. After the sack, oh, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. They'll give this up the middle to Brown. And he'll be taken down for a loss back at the 3. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
Boy, tough spot here as they approach the line of scrimmage. A long way to go to try to pick up this 1st down. 3rd down, here's Brown.
Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. And this will be scooped up in the end zone. A defender gets there, and it's a touchdown. That's something you have to be wary of on your side of the field that close to the goal line. The defense, they are looking for that football. They got it. They scored it.
You are so right, and the quarterback has to speed things up himself. So close to the goal line, they're going to get after you. Make sure you get rid of the football and in a safe place.
Jason Sanders now for the extra point. Got it. It's 7-3. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Oh, a good-looking return set up here.
And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. Looking for a bounce back. Had the fumble a moment ago that went for a touchdown the other direction. See if he can get back in rhythm.
And you have to be very careful about having too quick of a hook with really good players. I did a guy's game in high school where he fumbled 3 times in the first quarter, finished with over 300 yards on the night, later ended up in the NFL. If you've got a talented back, give it back to him.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Off the play fake, here's Burrow on the move to his left. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
And that's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively,
the Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. The Bengals bring out their punter now. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. A 40-yard punt, no return, and it'll be Dolphin football. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
they want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
From midfield, here's Tua. Short throw to Smith. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's second down.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
Up the middle, Achane.
And not much running room. Down to the 32.
From the 32-yard line now, here's a 2nd and 9. Tua going to give this to Wright.
Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Still 3rd down.
Instead of a 3rd and 4, now they have to manage a 3rd and 9 after the delay of game. Tagovailoa working out of the gun.
Pass to the sideline and pulled in.
And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 19. And they'll get 14 yards out of it and a fresh set of downs. That catch is number 819 of his career. It ties him with Hall of Famer Steve Largent.
Who did things largely below the radar? Not this guy. 819 catches, that speaks loudly in volumes.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. It's Dolphins football here as we begin the second quarter.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Here's Tua.
This one thrown underneath to Achane.
And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 7.
Now a first carry for their fullback. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
All right, let's put the check mark on the defensive side of the ledger there. Really nice tackle by the man in the middle. But why was he able to get that done? because he has 4 down linemen in front of him, 2 tackles, 2 ends, and what they often try to do is create what we call a funnel, right to the man in the middle. The middle linebacker who often leads his team in tackles.
That'll bring up 4th down as the Cincy defense stands up on 3rd.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. The kick by Sanders is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3.
So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the 2 teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10.
And they'll begin here with a run by Brown. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's 2nd down.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
And he slings one that's incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Mike Gesicki, but now it's 3rd down.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down.
From the gun on 3rd down is Burrow.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
The Bengals bring out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
So now the Dolphins set to take over on offense. They were losers to New England a week ago. Now they find themselves in the lead here as they start 1st and 10. In motion, Hill. They fake the handoff. Now Tua.
Open man downfield is Hill.
And they finally bring him down, but he reaches the 16. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. Now Tua. Looking middle, and that's complete. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Tua sets up to pass it. Got his tight end. That's complete. That's Smith. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Jonnu Smith, his 1st touchdown here of the new campaign.
And the Dolphins have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
As a general rule, quarterbacks don't want to lock in on a receiver before the ball is snapped. But in this case, based on the matchup he thought he was going to get, it was favorable for his tight end. He locked in on him early and found him for a touchdown.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead is now 17-3. Scoring summary, 3-play drive.
And it was Jonnu Smith, the big tight end, who capped the drive with a touchdown reception. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here.
Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going. And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
This is Brown going up the middle. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Now it's Burrow into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted.
Now inside the 25.
And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. Now the first carry for Zach Moss. And he'll get this to the 32.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want? Win 1st down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on 1st down.
That one taken in by T. Higgins.
And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. Now it's Burrow. This one complete to Yoshivas.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Burrow on play action. It's complete to Brown, right side. 2 yards on the pickup there. And now we've got a 3rd and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
To the air again, Burrow.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
The Bengals bring out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback.
The Dolphins offense and Tyreek Hill set to take over once more. And it may be time for this defense to start throwing a second defender his way, because whatever they've done, it has not worked in this first half.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Now Tua on the bootleg here.
This will be caught. It's Waddle.
And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. Looking to pass. Tua. Buying time to his left. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, once that one broke down, there were only so many options left for him to take. Fortunately, only 1st down, so he smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn it into a bigger play and end up taking a bigger loss. Here, they hope they can regroup and get something different going here on 2nd down.
Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a 1st down. Throwing now is Tagovailoa.
The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes.
It was Miles Murphy who fired in and got him to the ground.
Yeah, some real defensive resistance there, saying not so fast to a good drive. They had marched to the end zone the last time out.
So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long.
Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. And pressure coming, and they got him once again.
That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Jones on the return. It'll be a 10-yard return following a punt of 45.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field.
Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
They're passing here. Joe Burrow.
Open man is Yoshivas.
And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be second down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 28-yard line.
Burrow looking to pass. And he'll spot Higgins open left side. And Higgins is going to have a Bengals first down as he'll get this up to the 34-yard line.
Gain on the play. That's good for a Cincinnati Bengals.
An inside give, Brown. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Burrow to his old LSU teammate Chase for a Bengal first.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Back to throw. He'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. Burrow will throw. That's complete. Once again, it's Gesicki. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. Here's Burrow. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line.
Now we get Tyreek Hill and the rest of the Miami offense back out there.
He's doing what he's capable of, having a solid game. Not the most amazing game. He's not over 100 yards, but a good game so far.
And you just know that mentally, he feels like he's one catch away from turning it into a great game and starting on that road. And the defenders are well aware of that, too. They've got to figure out a way to not let that escalate. Keep him right in this zone here and call it a day, because otherwise, he can really decimate them.
Better believe they are well aware of his playmaking ability. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. It's Tagovailoa from his own end zone. That's Waddle. He's got the catch on the out route. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. This time they stay on the ground. And they will bottle him up behind the line, and now will they use a timeout? The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Here's Jones.
A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt.
And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down. So 2nd down. Still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Now Burrow. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
McPherson's kick is good.
And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18.
So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And they'll have time for 1 play. There's 2 seconds on the clock.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman. And we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Cincinnati's offense coming back here onto the field. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
From the 30 on second down. Burrow. That's taken in by Higgins. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And Chase will go in motion left. And he'll get it here on the jet sweep.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
They'll drop to throw.
Over the middle, he finds Higgins.
And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 43.
And the Bengals first down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
From the gun, a give to Brown.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
He'll look to throw.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far. And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try one from 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through, and that one winds up no good.
And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. In motion goes the tight end.
Achane gets it from the gun.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up. Here's Tua.
Throw out wide is incomplete.
Just a disaster of a series here. 3rd and long, no one open anywhere. This ball just has to be thrown to the sideline.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. 47-yard punt, a return of 4. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand They've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Now it's Burrow. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack. And it's 3rd down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he fires one, but incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return. So now here come the Dolphins.
No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts.
Slot man moves right.
Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle.
And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. And they'll send the tight end in motion. Now Tua. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Going to the air, Tagovailoa.
Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
You still hold your breath a little when Tua gets out of the pocket, but there he made the wise call. If there's nothing downfield, just throw it away.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10.
The Bengals offense getting set and ready to go again here. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest. Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Shotgun handoff to Brown here. Only a yard on the pickup, so from a good situation on 2nd and 2, it's now 3rd and 1.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give him a cutback lane. On each play,
perfectly. And rode him right out of bounds.
Looking up Higgins for a Bengal 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And this is caught. It's Brown. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score.
Chase Brown.
His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Bengals are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Evan McPherson for the extra point.
And it is good. That cuts the lead now to 11, 24-13 our score. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it's finished off with a Cincinnati touchdown. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Bengals grab it. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
So a turnover there on the kickoff, and don't look now, but that just made things a little more interesting.
very interesting, because when you're trailing in a game, These are the mistakes that you pray for. You just went down and scored. Now you get the football right back with another great opportunity.
And he ran right through one tackle as he fights forward for a gain of 7.
Here's 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Burrow going to get this out to Chase.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11.
The LSU connection. Burrow to Chase for the Cincinnati first.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
They'll look to throw.
Another one into the hands of Jamar Chase.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Here's 2nd and 2 now from the 3.
3-yard line.
Burrow now off the bootleg. Open man is Higgins, and he's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. A 3-yard touchdown pass, and the Bengals are back within a score.
The Bengals will line up for the 2-point conversion.
And Burrow's going to look to throw for it.
Staying on his feet. Flushed. And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. Tried to roll out, make a play outside of the pocket, but couldn't get it done.
When you don't have a lot of space for your receivers to operate, and down there it's really condensed when you're snapping the ball from the 2-yard line, rolling out, you extend the play, but you don't necessarily open up better avenues for people. And on that play, there's just nowhere to go with the ball, and they end up getting sacked.
The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. And they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Tua going to throw. It's caught on the right side. It's Smith. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
Looking to pass. Tua. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. Just a gain of a couple there. And that will bring up 2nd down.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot. Because we saw the catch there, right? He made it. But he's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. Back now in Cincinnati. It's Dolphin football. It's also Dolphin lead to begin quarter number 4. In motion, Hill. Play action. Now it's Tua. He's got it at the 15. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown.
Jalen Waddle.
53 yards.
And the Dolphins look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter.
Well, they went play action there and set it up nicely for him. I mean, he can flat fly, and they hit him downfield.
And it doesn't take much to create that extra bit of space that a guy of his speed needs. If you go play action, all you want is just a moment where the guy's covering, take their attention somewhere else, and then he's by him. And once he's by him, there's no catching him. As they always like to say, if a receiver's even to a defensive back, that means he's leaving.
Unless that DB is Charles Davis, right?
In that case, he left me a long time ago.
Come on now.
Trust me.
The Bengals offense and Joe Burrow getting set for this next drive. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now. The Bengals drive about to get going. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. This drive becomes very critical. And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's second down now. Now it's Burrow. Over the middle, that's caught by Chase. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 10 yards there on a Bengal first. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Again, it's Burrow. Flush to his right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
I remember throughout my career hearing defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Under pressure, and they got to him again. It'll be a sack and a loss of 3, but more importantly, it brings up 4th down. On is the punt team now as their catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. The Dolphins offense and Tua Tagovailoa headed back out onto the field. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. Open man, Westbrook-Ikhine. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down.
Well, how about this aggressive approach? Got the lead, 4th quarter, continuing to throw the football. Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51? Atlanta had the lead against New England, and they ended up giving it up?
I was going to say, don't say it, but you did say it.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, anybody watching Atlanta, our apologies. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. And the tight end goes in motion left. They'll run out of the gun with right. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down.
Now that's a nice play. Got me fired up, partner. But can they do it back-to-back plays? All the training that you go through as a defense for these situations, when you have to get the ball back, everything you go through, holding up the runner, raking at the football, getting to the passer, knocking it out of his hands, whatever way, they have to get the ball back.
Now can they stand tall again for a huge 4th quarter stop?
And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away.
And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Cincinnati now ready to take the field.
Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
Open man is Higgins. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. 4th quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You got the 1st one for the 2nd one to even matter.
Now this airmail to the sideline. It's incomplete, and there don't appear to be any flags forthcoming. Maybe a little fortunate there. It's 3rd down.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow.
Pass to the sideline and pulled in.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. First target, first catch, and a 1st down. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Burrow will throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Here's Burrow. Now a short one to Gesicki.
Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down.
This offense so far on third down, they've converted just twice and have had plenty of opportunities. This will be 3rd and 5.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a first down.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
They'll go up the middle here with Moss.
And a short gain down to about the 33. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Burrow looking to pass. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
This is caught inside the 15. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion.
And here's a spot where this offense says, we got to start making something happen. We're down 2 scores. It's the 4th quarter. We've got to start moving with some urgency. And here's a big play that gives them a ray of hope that they can get back in this one.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Keeps himself upright. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that will make this a 19-point game. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And it's been a struggle for them all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. After the pick 6, here's Burrow again. He'll look to Gesicki on the out route. Ball is caught.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 26-yard line.
Now Burrow. Under pressure, and down he goes. Bradley Chubb from that outside linebacker spot gets in there. It's a loss of 9.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
Under pressure, they got him again. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack, just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
The Bengals bring out their punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. Now a fair catch taken, maybe a yard or 2 shy of midfield. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Dolphins will begin this drive in great field position, 1st and 10.
Now they'll send Waddle in motion left. Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle.
And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Achane here. They stay on the ground.
Not much there. Maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
They need 2. Here's 3rd down. In motion is Westbrook-Ikhine. They'll try and run for this with Wright.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad.
So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
But we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Now it's Burrow.
Now, quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Throwing again, it's Burrow.
He'll swing this out to Moss.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Here we go. It's Burrow on 4th down. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Dolphins get the football in great field position. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
Now Achane on 1st and 10.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Again, it's Achane. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line.
So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins, and they've got to feel good about this performance. I think you'd agree, matched up against a top 5 defensive unit in the league, and they pretty much had their way.
Yeah, that was the interesting part about it, because normally when we see this defense play, they have their